Coach, a 1-1 week, but focusing on that last match against Long
Yep.
Beach State, a big 5-set win, and based on kind of what you were saying, I think you guys got the mojo back a bit.
Yeah, I was really proud of the way the guys hung in there. We're getting off to slow starts, and we haven't solved that problem yet. And that was really the difference in the first set. I think had we gotten our act together early in the first set, we could have gotten out of there in 3 or 4. That wasn't the case, but the guys stayed with it and fought and battled. We got in a situation in the fourth set where they got about midway through the set, Long Beach got on a serving run, and actually they blew the game wide open. So it gave us a chance to rest some of the guys that were on the floor. It gave us a chance to actually bring Micah out of the match and have him watch what was going on with with Long Beach's block and defense, and gave him a chance to sit down with Cam Green, our guy that helps run our offense with Micah, and to get our game plan situated going into the fourth and fifth set. That was a huge help, and it gave some of the guys a breather. And then it really gave Tommy Leonard a chance to come in and spark us a little bit. He came in and got a block immediately, got a couple kills, and really basically vaulted himself into the lineup for the rest of the match. And he hit over 700, had several blocks in a really condensed period of time, which was fantastic. So he really helped us out. And he's not really known to be a serving guy for us, but he was putting the ball in the court in a tough spot for Long Beach, and we were actually scoring a lot when he was back at the service line. So, part of that had to do with the fact that Andy was now in the front row, and that really kind of leads into the next story. That was maybe statistically not the best match Andy Benish had, but ideologically for playing his position, that was easily the best match he's played all year. He had an attitude that it was his net, and no one was going to do anything near or around his net without him having something to say about it, and that was fantastic. So that's something that's never going to show up on a stat page, but that's the mentality a middle blocker has to have. It's like a left tackle saying no one's going to touch my quarterback. Same idea, and Andy had that, and it was a little bit of nastiness, which is great, and you need that to play that position. So those things were all great, and then we also served a lot better. The first night of the weekend, we were ton of errors, and we tried to, and we were actually pulling back and changing a little bit of our serving strategy, and it's still. We still couldn't get it going from the service line, and we were a lot better against Long Beach. I wouldn't say we carried us, but Long Beach was in system. We had to tweak a couple things again, game plan wise within the match, and those adjustments to the serving worked, and we made a couple of minor adjustments blocking too, which worked, and then we continued to side out really well. And Chris Arenik got back into the lineup and had a fantastic match as an attacker, and then subtly, what didn't come out either was that he was blocking really well on the left side. He wasn't maybe getting stuffs, but he was minding his assignment. He was taking away part of the court, forcing errors or forcing Long Beach to hit into parts of the court where we had diggers, and that was a big deal for us. And so Chris and Tui both did a great job from the outside position as far as blocking within the game plan and digging the ball behind the block.
So you feel like then the guys are in a good place going this week because you have 2 tough
Yeah.
matches back-to-back nights, Friday, Saturday at home.
Yeah. We've been continually improving throughout the last 2 weeks, and I know it's not always easy for the fans to see, but we've been getting better blocking the ball. Statistically, I think you can see that in the last 2 matches we've blocked a lot more than we had in weeks prior, and we're starting to dig the ball a little bit better, and that's been a focus. And that dropped off a lot. I don't exactly know why. I think part of it had to do with the blocking. Blocking and digging tend to work hand in hand. So we're really happy about that. And then we've been tweaking our serving strategy just a little bit. We're got a couple different guys that can serve a couple different types of serves now. So we can custom make our serving, depending on who our opponent is and how we need to play the match. If there's certain rotations where we're scoring really well and we need to just knock the ball into a certain spot, then we can do that. And then we still got the grip it and rip it guys too. So we're starting to branch out. And while we took a couple steps back, in the last month, we're actually now starting to see the fruits of that as far as moving forward. And the other thing you're seeing in the big picture is all the 4 teams that were ahead of us are all starting to play each other now. And so while we were sitting in 5th for a little bit with 5 and 6 losses, now we're in a tie for 4th. We're only a game out of second, or 2 games out of second. And so the big picture is starting to happen, and we have more matches between teams above us that are going to happen this week. So as far as the big picture, it's starting to fall into place. I think how most people were starting to see it at the beginning of the year. And for us now, it's just teams are getting better. We're now starting to get better. And so that's working out pretty well for us, and we're happy with the progress we're making.